Hey, this is Kevin, the Paracordist. I'm going to do this how-to video on one of my latest items, the Paracord iPhone case, with cinching, drawstring closure, and sliding paracord beads for locking. It's currently attached by sheet bend knot to a neck strap because when I used it last, I was doing some frequent recording at my daughter's cheerleading competition, so I had this around my neck with my iPhone in it so I could pull the phone in and out to take pictures. This design is identical also to what I would use to make a beer can or a bottle cozy. It also can be used just as a simple pouch. Hold your fire kit or make it around the size for an Altoids tin kit. I've also made these as large as a case for a Nalgene bottle. So to begin, first thing you want to do is make yourself two loops. I just used some scrap cord that I have, so the loops aren't even the same size. I just plan on adjusting them later when I get closer to finished. I formed the loop with a lanyard knot on the end. Okay, this is tied loosely because I'm going to work the slack out when I'm done. I've also got two sliding paracord beads on each loop. I have a video or videos where I begin with the two-strand diamond knot, so I'm not going to do that here. I also have two videos on the paracord ranger bead, so it's not my intention to do that either. I just want to show you then, once you've got these, you've got to get yourself a can. Set this on one side of the can, cinch the bead up against the can, then take the other on the other side, put it over, cinch the bead up. Doesn't have to be super tight. Actually helps to have a little slack. Okay, then I'm going to just start this first of all with pink cord. It makes it easier for you to see in this video. I have a paracord fid, steel, on the end here, which makes this process a lot easier. I sell these on my website. Now, I'm going to start this with a constrictor knot, and that's going to anchor the paracord to this double line here. And one thing I found that's easier, or makes this a little bit more secure, is if I take out 3 or 4 inches of the innards of the paracord, cut that off, and then draw it back up. So now inside this sheath, for the first couple of inches, there's no paracord, no inner cords. And that's just going to allow me to make this anchor a little bit tighter. Okay, so the anchor goes like this. I'm going to loosen these a little bit more. Just so I can get this started. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this around both pieces like this. And over, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to take this, bring it over here, through here, and tighten. Keep it together. Tight. Now I want to make sure it doesn't bunch up like that. So I'll pull it together. There we go. Okay? Because we do want this to slide. This is going to be a part that will slide. So I think I've constricted it a little too much. Because it won't slide. So I'm going to back that off a little bit. Okay. You can see that's a pretty powerful knot. It's not going to come off. And what I'm going to do when I'm done is I'm going to cut this close right here. Like that. And I will burn it. But this is my working end. So that's really what I was striving for. Okay? It doesn't look bad either. So I'm going to put this back on the can. Now I can tighten the beads down a bit. Okay? Alright, now the easy part, the pattern. The reason I'm working with a short cord is because the biggest or most difficult part of this process is the tangling that occurs with the paracord when you're pulling it through. I don't want to deal with that for the video, so I'm just using a short piece. But to do a can like this, if you want to use one single piece, you're going to use like 50 feet, 50 or 60 feet. If you want to work in smaller pieces, you can always burn, splice the ends of the piece and orient it in such a way that it falls behind the work so you don't see it. So here's how it goes. You go over the top, through the loop that's formed. How tight you do this is up to you. Whether you're going to have a loose weave when you're done or a tighter weave. So over and through, and then I'm going to go under. Under. And through. Whoops. Make sure your cord's not twisted. Excuse me. Work it tight evenly like that. Okay? Repeat. Over and through. Under. Through. Repeat. I might usually do maybe 5 or 6, depending on how tight I want this to be, repetitions of this before I reach this knot. Right now, just to keep this going here, I'm going to do 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. What you're really doing here with a single cord is making what is known as a girth hitch or a lark's head knot, or something similar anyway in look. So now I reach here, I'm going to pass under and then just repeat. Now you want to spend the proper amount of time making sure your paracord is not getting twisted. That'll make the difference between a very professional looking final product and one that looks a little bit sloppy. I'm trying to move quickly here. But never sacrifice speed for quality. When it's done, it's done. You might as well get it done right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Four. Now this is loose for sure. Like I said, I would normally put a few more on here, but I'm just gonna keep it the way I've got it for now. Actually, you know what? I think I will. There's basically 4.5 on the first side because of that starting piece. So I might as well go and just do a 5th here. Now you've completed the first row.